Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us. I'm sure it's been a hectic day already. We're at the tail end of this primary election cycle. What are your feelings coming up to the finish line, as it were?
Well, are you talking from the official Secretary of State side, or are you talking the campaign?
As far as the campaign.
Feeling great. Got a groundswell of support. Got our ground game going. We have our coalitions, getting the veterans out to vote, the church people of faith out to vote, women and gun owners. Everybody's working. Everywhere I go, it's not just one and two. It's like a whole group. It's like, hey, I've got my church voting for you. I've got my veterans of foreign wars voting for you. It's groups, and those are the type of things that I don't think these polls have taken into account. So there's been a lot of negativity out there. I've stayed above the fray, haven't gotten into that. I'm the one person who can unite the party because I haven't irritated the other factions. So we're just feeling good and looking forward to the polls closing and getting the tabulated votes in this evening. I think we'll have some results, by 10, 11 o'clock, and that's what everybody wants is poll results on election night.
Right. And I did want to talk a bit about your military background has been such a focal point of the campaign. How important has the support of our veterans throughout the state been for the campaign throughout this election cycle?
Well, we've resonated with the veterans because we all have a common background that starts with a work ethic that usually begins at about 5:30 in the morning. People, people who served in the military used to have gotten up at that time, gone out for PT, then gone to breakfast, and then gotten to work. And so work and focus on a mission inherent, I think, in pretty much all the, and so then to take that experience in just allowed me to clean up the Secretary of State's office, clean up the voter registration, implement voter ID, get the best equipment in the world in all 55 counties. All those sorts of things that have just made the Secretary of State's office shine recently. And the Secretary, before I came into office and afterwards, they will tell you the vast improvement that we have done there. And that carries right on into the governor's office. I'd like to do what we did in the Secretary of State's office throughout all of state government, making all the state agencies much more responsive to our customers. So that's why the veterans want a veteran in, because they know that attention to detail, mission focus, tackling big problems in a consistent way of going about that. So that's why I think the veterans got to out in large numbers for me today.
And on the subject of Secretary of State's office, I wanted to talk briefly about voter participation, specifically with regard to younger voters. It seems like this year, so many schools, perhaps more than ever, are qualifying for the Jennings-Randolph Award for registering high school senior voters. How important is the engagement of young folks and getting them involved in the process early on?
Well, there's several layers to that. One, of course, we want as many people participating in the elections as possible. And so getting them registered to vote was simply the first step in the process. Now, getting them out to vote is the second step. But I'll give you one heartwarming story from this morning, is we have 8 high school students who turned 18, registered to vote, who are now poll workers in Barber County. And so when we hear that's what we're looking for, is that engagement and them stepping up to the plate, ready to take on the challenges of a citizen. A citizen is somebody who gives back. Otherwise, you're a civilian. You're just living in the space in the area of the state or the county. But a citizen is one who gives back. And so when you register to vote, you've now taken that step from childhood into adulthood. Once you turn 18, there's so many rights and responsibilities that come with that. And voting is just one of them. It's what people fought and died for, giving us this great country, giving us our democracy. And now the students that participate in that process are acknowledging, yes, they are the next generation to step up and take on these challenges. So it really is a neat story. I think just one anecdotal evidence of this outreach that we have been doing. We've probably had 30 high schools that got that Jennings-Randolph Award. And what that is that's where the senior class registers its eligible voters to vote. If you get 100%, you get the gold award. If you get 85%, you get the silver award. And I've been out all over the state giving those out this year. And it's just a neat experience to bring them into the process.
Right. The registering is just sort of the first step that could snowball into full-blown engagement with the electoral process and the community, and it's a great thing. Any final thoughts as this portion of the gubernatorial race kind of draws to a close?
Well, again, I've just tried to stay above the fray as far as the negative advertising, simply carrying my message out of education, education, education. If we can improve the...
Oh, I think you broke up a little there.
If we... Yeah, then we're giving those students a chance to succeed individually in life, to prepare their families for a successful career. And that's what we all want, is those people to stay inside West Virginia, to be creative, be an entrepreneur, start a business, join the workforce. But to get those jobs, you have to have an educated workforce. And that's why my focus has been on education at every step of the way. That also helps us tackle the opioid crisis, obesity, the job, workforce development, workforce participation. All those things can be attacked or lessened. They can repossess your car or fire you from the job, but they can't take your education from you. So if we have an educated workforce, then those people are ready to individually succeed, to grow and build families, to start their own business, to work in somebody else's business. Just that education is the foundation stone for so much success in all of life. And that's why I've focused on that in the campaign, and I will focus on that as governor.
Fantastic. Well, we won't hold you up much longer. Let you get back to it. Secretary, thanks so much for taking the time, and best of luck to you.
You bet. Good talking to you. Thanks.
Thank you.